Good morning. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we celebrate all good news that we can get our hands on from our city, from our state, and our country. Sometimes not so good news. And we also celebrate the questions, comments, ideas, suggestions, inquiries that you bring to the table about Puerto Vallarta, our city of choice, as a community of English speaking locals. What a great weekend. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a really fun one. I had friends out of town staying in my apartment. My friend Jorge, who is a carpenter, and his partner, Fernando, and they are just beautiful, beautiful friends. They brought some birdhouses to gift, and we delivered the birdhouses, and it was a lot of fun. As a result of that, I have some great show and tell, things that I discovered in my own neighborhood that you may want to know about. And of course, it rained. It rained a lot. I hope the rain didn't cause anything um, complicated in your lives. It was really fun to see it rain. Although we got we have caca water fountains today. It's really nasty and disgusting, but it's the reality of living here in Puerto Vallarta. But before we go there, as always, I want to encourage anyone that is watching live for the first time to let us know by clicking the word, yes, by typing the word new in your comment. We'll give you a nice little welcome. And if you have something really important that you wish to share with everyone, something you don't want anybody to miss, it helps a great deal when you add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. I don't see any Q's just yet, but I see a lot of wonderful good mornings, and we appreciate that. So let us take a quick look at the news that we have for today. And let me set this up. We have a couple of news, and the rest is going to be a lot of show and tell. To begin with, the city has announced that they continue with their goal to improve more public areas in different colonias. This time around, they're reporting improvement in colonias El Caloso, Las Canoas, El Remance, Benito Juárez, and yeah, that's it. El Caloso, Canoas, Remance, and Benito Juárez. Now, this is part of the so-called Transformation Saturdays program that the city has been implementing for some time, although work is also being done on Tuesdays and Fridays of every week. Apparently, there are 300 public areas throughout Puerto Vallarta on the list, and 127 have already been addressed. I suppose this is work that never ends, but it is nice to see the progress being reported. This may be of interest to some, according to specialists, and that is not an illustration that has anything to do with a blue moon. And those are not the specialists. This is just me forgetting to update the photograph. No, those are not specialists. This is Mayor Michel saying hello to some unhappy neighbors. But no, forget about the illustration. I'm going to tell you the news with my face on the screen so you don't get distracted. A giant blue moon is coming in a couple of days, although it will be orange, not blue. And why? Oh my goodness, everything is going wrong today. There you go. No chit chat, not yet. This moon is coming up to our skies in a couple of nights, and it's the second blue moon of the year, and it's the largest we will see for the rest of the year. For that matter, we will not see another blue moon in the sky until March of 2026. Now, if you're wondering what is a blue moon other than the song, and if you're wondering what makes them be called that way, I will leave you with a nice little video in English, an explainer video, so that you can see what the blue moons are all about. So with that said, let us quickly turn over to the weather just to see what's going on out there. It was wet on Saturday, and it was very wet last night. Boy, did it rain late at night here in Puerto Vallarta. It says here, defrag me sideways and call me Sally. Rain stopping in a few seconds. I have no idea what that is in reference to, but that's okay. It is 29 degrees right now. Humidity is at 75%, and our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 85 at present time. Our weather forecast says that today We will experience rain in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 46%, a high of 32, and a low of 24. Then tomorrow we will have mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon and a chance of rain of 75%, a high of 32, and a low of 24. And then Wednesday, we will enjoy rain in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 92%, and a high of 32 and a low of 24. And that's what we have. Moving right along, I want to tell you a little bit more about my weekend experience. So my friends are in town, and I'm wondering what would you like to do. And Fernando, one of my friends, is very much into plants. So, and he wanted to check out some things for his. He has aquariums at home. No, not aquariums. He has birds. That's what it was. Birds and aquariums. I don't know. We ended up making plans to go to Petco, but when he said I want to see plants as well, we figured we should probably start at Vivero Shalom, which is this beautiful plant supplier located right near almost kitty corner to where La Comer is located. And let me show you what we saw there. Well, I have one photo to share anyhow. Here it is. You know, if you are into plants or not, but just want to be surrounded by beautiful greenery, this particular plant supplier, Vivero Shalom, is probably one of the prettiest and best stocked in the city. So we did that until it started to rain, at which point we went across the street to get an ice cream. And then we ran over to Petco. And Petco, while my friend was looking for the things that he was looking for, I figured, well, it is Saturday, and Petco has this pet adoption thing going on Saturdays from the Per Project. So I'm going to go pet a few kitty cats that are available on adoption. And that was so much fun. It was great to hold kitties in my arms and play with them and get information from the volunteers that were running the program about how it's going. And probably the most important bit that I learned, and I want to share with you, we all know that, for example, SPCA has their own Facebook page. We know that the Per Project has their own Facebook page. But when it comes to pet adoptions, there is another Facebook page that has been implemented by Per Project. And I'm going to put it on the screen right now. And that is this page called Perros y Gatos en Adopción PV, or Dogs and Cats Available for Adoption PV. And this is where the not the SPCA, the Per Project posts photographs, usually on Thursdays, of the critters, the animals that they're going to have available for adoption the following weekend. So this is a helpful website to keep in mind, or rather Facebook page to keep in mind if you're thinking of adopting, or maybe you're not, and maybe they will post a beautiful photo of an animal that is available for adoption, and maybe it'll push a button in your heart, and before you know it, you may end up having adopted a little creature. Then it continued pouring. And as it continued pouring, we decided, well, where can we go? Well, we went into La Comer to have a cup of coffee in the coffee shop. And God bless my friends from Tepic. Tepic may be the capital of Nayarit, but apparently the capital of Nayarit does not have a La Comer, not like the ones we have here. So my friends had a lot of fun looking through the store. And of course, when we came out of the store and it was time to walk home, we were like, where do we go? Where do we go? Let me show you what Francisco Villa looked like right as we were leaving La Comer. And we were like, there's no way we're going to walk through this. We were all wearing pretty shoes. And yes, pretty shoes. That calls for one of these. There you go. So I said to them, you know what? Let us take the back road through Versalles and let us walk down Hamburgo Street, where it's bound to be less wet. And by walking through Hamburgo Street, I was able to discover an amazing synergy and symbiosis that three new eateries have done. We reported on one of them not too long ago, and that was whatchamacallit, the Marisma fish tacos, because they now have a spot in Versalles. How does that work? Well, let me show you this photograph. This is the photograph of La Bodega de Tony, which is right at the corner of Hamburgo and España. And right, let me put my finger pointing thing. There it is. Okay, so here is the entrance to La Bodega de Tony, and right where these doors are open to the left of it, that is the way you go into Marisma Fish Tacos. And of course, we know Marisma Fish Tacos to be an amazing source for tacos and burritos made with seafood, and that they have just opened here. But the beautiful thing about this is that you walk in, you can order right from the window, you can probably eat outside, but you walk in through the door, and behind Marisma is a shared patio that is shared with two other eateries. One is called El Patio, and this is like a Mexican casual sitting place. And the other one is called 3C Puerto Vallarta. 3C's is it's because it has three C's, which are cerveceria, cevicheria, and cocteleria. So they serve ceviche, beer, and cocktails. Let me show you a short video of what this place looks like inside. And here it goes. This is the backside of the patio, right next to the Marisma Fish Tacos. But as you start looking around, you see that here's where it changes color, and this is the part that is managed by El Patio, which looks, it's all covered. It's al fresco, but there's a roof on top of it. There's a tree back there, which looks really awesome. And then this other side is the side that belongs to the 3C's restaurant. So I have not had a chance to try any of these places, although I'm very familiar with Marisma Fish Tacos from the location that they have in Colonia Emiliano Zapata. So we look around and we are not hungry, and then we decided, well, we have to continue down Hamburgo. And when we get to Vienna Street, we started noticing a stench. You know the stench. It's the stench that happens when caca water is out and about. And again, it had stopped raining by now. There was a lot of water flowing down the street. So, ladies and gentlemen, in case you've never seen one in action, I am going to give you now footage, authentic footage of an authentic caca water fountain blossoming right before your eyes on Vienna Street. There it is. And not only that, there's more. There's more. And boy, that was the smelliest thing you can imagine. We were reluctant to walk through it for obvious reasons, and we were able to avoid it for the most part. But no, not chit chat, not yet. We were able to avoid it for the most part, but it was nasty. It was just unpleasant. I wonder if this goes on in other cities. The bottom line is simply the plumbing of the city, the drainage systems went into overload, and that happens a lot, and that happens everywhere. So the only thing that I can suggest, if you have to be out and about when it's raining, just whip out your rubber boots, rubber ducky boots. That's what I mean. And that is pretty much the gist of my adventure from Saturday. Yesterday, we walked up the river to visit friends and to have food from outside of the city, and that was absolutely wonderful. But we have no photographic evidence to share, but that's okay. And that was my weekend. That's what we have to report. I certainly hope you have interesting comments for me to read, and let's get into that right now. I see lots of good mornings from beautiful people all over the place. Let's see what else we have. We see hellos, hellos, hellos. I love those. I see a counter, Timothy Hall in Puerto Vallarta in 5 days. How exciting. Da 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 da. Let's see. A birthday? Sherry has a birthday today. Happy birthday, Sherry. May you have a good one. Let's see. Happy birthday wishes. I love it. I hope you have an amazing day today. And oh, I know this doesn't have a cue, but yes, that thought always goes through my mind. I would love to have another kitty cat. I've said so before, but I wonder, it's if Luna doesn't react well to a little brother or sister, what am I going to do with a second cat? That's always been a concern of mine. So the temptation is always there. I have to admit, though, if the sanctuary, the cat sanctuary that the Per Project runs was closer to the city, I would gladly be a volunteer because I love how petting the little kitties relaxes me. It was absolutely wonderful. Let's see. A belated birthday for Gary. Hello and happy belated birthday. Rob is watching live. Hello, Rob, from your new home here in Puerto Vallarta. Congratulations. I love it. Oh, do 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 do. Can't do without coffee and headlines. Getting a car oil change in Corona, California. Thanks for the report, Charles. I hope your vehicle comes out in good shape. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. I see a cue from Den. I miss you, Den, you and Kathy. That section of Vienna almost always smells like caca, even when it's totally dry. Well, when you see that kind of eruption coming from the sewer, I'm not surprised. Let's see. Charles levels the situation by saying every city has the good and bad things about them. Luckily, PB has a vast amount of good versus the bad. We love PB. I couldn't be in more agreement with you. You are absolutely correct. If we mention the caca water, it's not so much to complain about it. It's more to say that it's part of the folklore and part of the Vallarta experience, for better or worse. This is an excellent question, and I can relate to this one. Rob asks, does anyone know where one can buy a French press in Puerto Vallarta? And thank you, Paco. My pleasure. I have purchased French presses at La Comer twice, but these are very basic glass ones. I ended up being fancy eventually and ordered a double layered stainless steel one from Amazon. But you can find them at La Comer. You can also find them at Starbucks. Starbucks sells their own brand of French press coffee makers. Other supermarkets may carry them, but I'm not entirely sure that they always will. And that's my feedback on that. I hope you find the kind that you are looking for. And with that said, I think we are pretty much done today. Which brings me to my outro. There you go. I hope you have a good beginning of the week. I am looking forward to my week. I'm looking forward to our promotion, our Promo Prodigy presentation tomorrow, which I forgot to remind you about. If you want to have more success promoting your events online, tomorrow afternoon we're going to have a lovely presentation at the Joint Co-working Hotel at 5 o'clock. And if not there, I hope that I'll get a chance to see you sometime in the near future, hopefully even tomorrow. With all that said, have a great day. Stay kind, stay dry, avoid the caca water, and I'll see you soon.